Welcome to Liberty County, the fictional map ERLC is based around. This video will be broken down into the different teams and features, so feel free to skip around to whichever part you need help with. For experienced players watching this, drop a few helpful tips and tricks in the comments below. When you first load into the game, you'll be spawned at what we call the civilian spawn, aka River City. The interface will look slightly different depending on which device you're playing on, but all the functions are the same. At the bottom of your screen is your inventory. This will only contain a few items, such as a phone at the beginning. Equipping the phone, there are currently 7 apps, all with different functions. The messaging app lets you communicate from anywhere around the map to players in the same server. Calling 911 will allow you to select between police, fire, and Department of Transportation. You can enter a reason of the emergency and the location you're at. Once a call is sent, any players on that team in your server will be notified. Next, call a taxi or limousine, though this does require another player to be on that job and willing to drive out to you. The next app is only accessible if you purchase a house. These can be found in 3 key areas around the map and cost a few $1,000s to effectively rent them. Via this app, you can lock or unlock the doors, sell the house, and select which players are allowed in. If you have purchased the Premium House Game Pass, you're able to change the color, purchase a house with a garage, and multiple stories. Though I explain more about Game Passes separately. Similar to the weather app we will use on our phones, this displays the current temperature, chance of rain, and atmospheric conditions. Pretty simple. Next up, the Mafia app allows you to create a group of up to 4 players, allowing you to rob stores together and each take a cut of the money. Invite players, check your rankings versus other groups, change the color, and select how much each player will receive. Last up is businesses. Scroll through the list to view all the shops, offices, and departments in Liberty County. You can rate each one from 1 to 5 stars or set a waypoint. That is all on the current phone in game. Heading back to the main interface, on the left is your minimap, which you can click to view in more detail. The icons at the bottom will show you the street names, postal codes, building info, and a variety of more useful information about the map. I highly recommend using the interactive ERLC map, which will be linked in the description, as it's very useful for learning all the locations and finding specific features in-game. In the top left is both your chat and inventory to rearrange items. Then in the top right is the main menu. In the middle displays how much cash you have, the green bar on top shows your health, and the yellow bar below shows your stamina. This will decrease as you run or jump and regenerate slowly over time. There's a button to open the map, music player, car key, server info, animations, and client settings. However, not all of these will be visible when you initially join. The animation button has a few standard emotes to use, such as sitting, laying down, kneeling, and putting your hands up. Pretty useful for roleplay. Then the far right is your settings. Feel free to move some of the values around if you'd like, but you should be alright playing with the default setup. Now the main menu. This is pretty important. It will open up on the Team Select, giving you the ability to change between the 4 different departments and roleplay jobs. On the top bar, select Players to see everyone currently in your server. Click on the specific player to display their badges, highest wanted level, and department XP. Next is Shop. You can purchase in-game cash if you wish. Again, pretty simple. Moving on to servers, that will dive into more detail on this later in the video, so check out the timestamps for that. And lastly is the tutorial, a brief guide of the different robberies, emergency calls, and most useful being the team ranks. So that's all the key interfaces out of the way. Let's move on to buying your first car. There are 6 spawns around the parking lot, so run up to one of these and open the menu. The game will start you with a vehicle for free, so it's up to you if you'd like to use that or spend your money on a slightly better vehicle. If I were to recommend one to buy, it would probably be the 2006 Chevron Captain. Decently quick acceleration and will leave you with roughly 20k. Vehicle controls are pretty self-explanatory, whichever device you're playing on, so I won't go into too much details about that. Around the map there are a few key locations to visit, first being the DMV, which is conveniently located right beside the civilian spawn. Heading inside, you can create your own license and register your vehicles. This is not required in public servers, but could be useful for roleplays. Next, the Tech Shack. Located at the top of River City, this is where you purchase different phone models. The only real difference is the model you hold and the phone case, but I know some of you will like this. Next is the tool store, which is found just behind the Tech Shack. Here you can purchase all the tools you'll need to rob stores, ATMs, and cars around the map, as well as a few novelty items. The gun store is located down the road, and as the name suggests, you can purchase guns. There's a large variety from pistols to ARs, so choose wisely. There are 3 gas stations dotted around the county. Refuel your vehicle or even give it a wash. Charging spots for electric vehicles can also be found here. Lastly, the mod shop. Both in River City and Springfield, this is where you edit your vehicle. Repair damage if there is any, change the colour, license plate, and even attaching a tow hitch for a trailer. Now onto the wanted system, basically becoming a criminal. I won't be detailing each of the robberies as I did so in a separate upload a few weeks ago, though I will be linking it in the top right and the description if you'd like a full guide on that. You'll become wanted if you shoot or damage another player, shoot a vehicle, start a robbery, or steal a car. The more crimes you commit, the higher your wanted level will go, and the longer it takes for you to lose it. If you head inside a house, your wanted level won't decrease, however, camping in the back of a store or a bush is just fine. You can head into the police or sheriff station front desk to pay off your wanted level, though this does cost quite a bit. If you are arrested, especially in a public server, you'll most likely be sent to prison. This will remove any weapons or tools from your inventory, and prison time is usually a few minutes. The developers are adding more and more civilian jobs all the time, and a quick breakdown of how these work. In the main menu, there's a list of every job you can work on as a civilian, and the respective waypoints for each. Head to the building or spawn location to join that job. Currently, the only one that has a job points requirement is Eagle Construction. The more you work on the job, the more money and job points you earn. I highly recommend either the mail or gas depot job to begin with, and once you've reached 100 XP, which you can track via the player stats in the menu, you can unlock the construction job, which seems to be the highest paying job as of now. I'm going to group departments together since I'll only be covering an overview of each, many factors applying to all of them. Click the menu in the top right, then Teams, and select one of the 4. You'll need to enter the call sign you'll be using, and this can be a combination of letters and numbers, and you can change every time you rejoin the team. You'll spawn inside the respective station with a variety of tools in your inventory. Head to any of the lockers to equip a uniform or additional gear. In the top left is your radio. This will look different depending on the device you're on, but click on Fire, Police, or DOT to switch between the different frequencies. Any automated or player callouts will be shown in the radio, and you can open the MDT in your inventory to show more information about calls. Same as civilian, head to a spawn device and you'll have 1 or 2 vehicles unlocked by default. The rest will be locked via ranks or money. You will earn XP by responding to server callouts, putting out fires, arresting players, fixing traffic lights, and simply patrolling around the map. XP will contribute towards ranking up, unlocking new tools, weapons, and vehicles to use. Keep in mind that both sheriff and police departments are the same in terms of weapon, gear, and vehicles, so it doesn't matter which team you play on, you'll rank up equally on both. I have separate videos detailing the best ways to rank up on each team, so feel free to check that out if you need more advice. Opening the main menu in the top right, then clicking on servers will bring you to this page. Going from left to right, matchmaking servers are split into 3 categories: tier locked, voice chat, and mobile only. The last 2 are pretty much self-explanatory, with voice chat servers only being accessible if you have Roblox spatial audio enabled, and mobile servers are only for players using mobile devices. Tier 1, 2, and 3 all have playtime and XP requirements to access. In theory, these allow you to play in servers with more similarly matched players, though not always the case. Moving on to private servers, the listed servers tab will display every session currently up. Click any to view more information or to join. To create your own, move on to the last tab, then enter the server name you'd like to use. This can be changed anytime later. Then pay the one-time fee of 50 Robux. You can find a list of all your private servers under the Owned Servers tab. From here, you're able to purchase any upgrade packs, each of which will unlock special permissions or settings which you can use in that server. Join your server for the first time, and once you're in, you'll be greeted by this notice, reminding you that any money or XP you earn won't be saved when you rejoin a public server. In the top right, you'll see a new icon for server settings. Click this to view the name and owner, go back to a public server, or open the server settings, where you can change the name, join code, upload liveries, and much more. Do remember, many of these settings will be unlocked via server upgrade packs. To see your moderator commands, type :cmds to open a long list. A few basic ones: teleporting, kicking members, or adding someone else as a moderator. Lastly, the question I get a lot: how to use FreeCam. It's only accessible on PC, simply press Shift and P at the same time. If it doesn't work, try resetting yourself, which usually fixes the issue. So, that's all the basics on private servers in ERLC. There's only so much I can fit in one video, so I highly recommend you check the comments below, where I'll pin some frequently asked questions, and hopefully experienced players will leave some pieces of advice to help you get started inside of emergency response Liberty County. Enjoy the game and subscribe for more content on this channel. I'll see you around.